Hello Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 6. Anka was a brilliant mind and a kind soul whose legacy will continue to advance our shared vision for the future of humanity in space. These were the moving words shared by Buzz Aldrin after the loss of his beloved wife and closest partner, Dr. Anka Fauer. Her passing at the age of 66 leaves a deep absence in the scientific and aerospace communities she championed. With roots in Romania, Anka's journey began with a passion for knowledge. She earned a PhD in chemical engineering and dedicated more than 4 decades to advancing science and technology. Her work spanned hydrogen fuel, biotechnology, and sustainable medical innovation, always pushing boundaries and encouraging collaboration. As an executive at several biotech companies, and later as Chief Operating Officer of Buzz Aldrin Ventures, Anka led with intellect, care, and an unfailing commitment to the future of humanity beyond Earth. She played a key role in promoting Mars exploration and used her platform to support STEM education, especially for young women in science. While her career was full of milestones, those who knew Anka remember something more: her grace, her warmth, and the genuine care she extended to others. She mentored with compassion, led with purpose, and stood firmly alongside Buzz Aldrin in propelling public interest in space travel. Anka passed away peacefully after a brief illness. She is survived by her husband and loved ones, who carry forward her spirit and vision. Her contributions reached far beyond job titles. She built bridges between science and society, and her presence will be deeply missed. Messages from around the world reflect the profound mark she left behind. Colleagues remember her as a leader rooted in humility and heart. To many, she was a source of encouragement, strength, and quiet brilliance. The world has lost a devoted scientist, a respected leader, and a generous soul. Tributes to Anka Fauer. Number 5. John always said, "If you believe in the experience, the audience will follow," and he lived every day by that. John Ruby, a pioneering force in the entertainment world, passed away peacefully at the age of 73. He leaves behind a legacy that forever changed how we experience live events, concerts, and digital storytelling. From his early days growing up in Evergreen Park, John stood out as a leader. He carried that spirit into a remarkable 4-decade career. What began with a passion for music and production became a path that redefined the entertainment industry. He helped launch pay-per-view music specials, produced iconic concerts across continents, and brought the world's biggest artists, from Prince to Beyoncé, into homes and theaters everywhere. As the first CEO of Fathom Events, John opened new doors by turning movie theaters into venues for sold-out musical, sports, and gaming spectacles. His work wasn't just technical, it was emotional. John brought people together for experiences that moved them. He shaped the rise of event cinema, and with his work at Ruby Entertainment, he brought innovation to new platforms and generations. He earned over 60 Telly Awards, multiple Lumiere Awards, and industry recognition that spoke to the reach of his creativity. But even more than awards, what John valued was people. He mentored many, served on respected boards, and gave his time generously. Colleagues remember his integrity. His family remembers his storytelling, laughter, and deep faith. John brought light into every room he entered, a longtime friend shared. He didn't just produce shows, he built moments that people would never forget. John is survived by Donna, his wife of over 4 decades, their children Melissa, Andrew, Roger, and Tim, and his cherished grandchildren. He instilled in his family the same strength, kindness, and joy he brought to his work. He passed after a brief illness, surrounded by loved ones. John Ruby's vision shaped how the world connects through entertainment, but his true greatness was how he uplifted the people around him, with heart, humor, and purpose. Tributes to John Ruby. Number 4. It's not just about playing music, James Sinise once said. It's about telling the truth with your breath. James Sinise, the legendary saxophonist, composer, and singer-songwriter, passed away on October 29, 2025, at the age of 80. He died peacefully after a long illness, leaving behind decades of music that echoed the rhythms of Naples and the soul of jazz. Born in the heart of Naples, Sinise's life was shaped by contrast, a Neapolitan son of an African-American soldier. That tension became his strength. At 12, he picked up a saxophone and never looked back. By the 1960s, with The Showmen, he was already electrifying Italian stages, eventually co-founding the groundbreaking band Napoli Centrale. Napoli Centrale didn't just blend jazz, rock, and Neapolitan folk. They defied rules. Sinise pushed boundaries musically and socially. His music spoke of struggle, injustice, and identity. In doing so, he helped forge the Neapolitan power movement, deeply influencing Italian music culture. His long collaboration with Pino Daniele created unforgettable moments on stage and on record. Sinise's solo albums, like James Sinise, Hey James, and O Sangue, carried his signature sound, fierce, bold, and honest. But his reach went far beyond Italy. American audiences embraced him at the Apollo Theater with chants of "Brother and Soul." He worked alongside jazz icons like Gil Evans and Ornette Coleman while never abandoning his roots. He chose truth over trends, substance over style. In 2016, his album O Sangue earned Italy's Targa Tenco Award. In 2020, the documentary James captured his powerful journey, earning praise at the Venice Film Festival. Sinise was known not just for his music but for his unshakable integrity. He stood for artists' rights and believed music could give voice to the voiceless. Fellow musician Enzo Avitabile once said, "James taught us that being yourself is the greatest form of rebellion." His concerts were filled with fire, raw, emotional, unforgettable. Every note felt like history in the making. He gave everything to his audience and asked only for their open hearts. James Sinise now belongs to the ages, but his sounds remain timeless, etched into vinyl, memory, and soul. Tributes to James Sinise. Number 3. He was a pillar of Lithuania's stage and screen, and an irreplaceable figure in our nation's artistic memory. With those words, the Lithuanian Ministry of Culture echoed what so many already felt. Kostas Smoriginas was a legend. He passed away peacefully at 72, leaving behind a legacy that shaped generations of actors, musicians, and artists. For nearly 5 decades, Smoriginas lit up stages and screens. His roles were unforgettable, deep, textured, and often hauntingly real. Film lovers remember his compelling work in Loss, Nerekalingis Monis, and Nikolai Vavilov. In theater, he brought stories to life with powerful elegance. But he wasn't just a performer, he was a musician, director, and teacher. As a member of the beloved Actors Trio, he brought heartfelt music and joy to countless audiences, both in Lithuania and abroad. Their albums remain treasures of Lithuanian culture. Awards followed him, not as goals but as markers of excellence. The Silver Crane for Best Actor, the Lithuanian National Prize, and honors such as the Knight's Cross of the Order for Merits to Lithuania, each symbolized the depth of his contribution. At the Youth Theater in Vilnius, where he served as artistic director, he championed bold storytelling and supported young talent. His colleagues admired his rigorous artistic standards, but also his warmth, humor, and mentorship. Kostas Smoriginas passed away after a sudden illness, surrounded by loved ones. He is survived by his family and by a nation of admirers. To many, he wasn't just a star. He was a guide. Through history, emotion, and human struggle, his voice, his presence, and the stories he told remain deeply woven into the hearts of those who watched and listened. As the tributes continue to flow, both online and in public spaces, one thing is clear. Kostas Smoriginas gave his life to the arts, and the arts were forever changed because of it. His performances will continue to resonate, his music will still be played, and his passion will inspire the next generation. Tributes to Kostas Smoriginas. Number 2. Roman had a way of lighting up the screen and the room, all at once, a colleague once said. It's a memory echoed by many who were touched by his rare mix of humor, heart, and humanity. Roman Popov, a beloved figure in Russian entertainment, passed away at the age of 40 after a long and courageous battle with a brain tumor. Though his life was cut short, his legacy stretches across screens and across hearts. Born in Konotop, Ukraine, Roman's journey was one of passion and perseverance. Over more than 20 years, he carved out a career that left a lasting mark. His portrayal of investigator Igor Mukic in the hit series Policeman from Rublevka made him a household name, a character audiences adored for his mix of clumsy charm and sharp wit. But Roman didn't stop there. He brought laughter into homes across the country as a standout talent in the comedy club, where his timing, expressions, and original humor made every appearance unforgettable. Fans cherished his ability to make joy feel effortless, even in the face of personal struggle. When he was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2018, Roman chose not to step away from the camera. Instead, he continued sharing laughter, proving that comedy is not just entertainment, it's hope. That strength inspired not only other artists, but viewers everywhere. His influence extended beyond the stage and screen. To those who knew him, Roman was grounded, kind, and full of life. To fans, he was a bright presence, someone they felt they knew, someone who made even the toughest days brighter. He is survived by his wife, Yulia Popova, and a community of friends, fans, and fellow performers who will always carry his memory forward. The entertainment world has lost a shining star, but Roman Popov's warmth, humor, and spirit will continue to live on. Tributes to Roman Popov. What's trending on the internet? News 1. Imagine being right in the spotlight, ready to dazzle the audience with your dancing skills, only to have it all taken away by an unexpected injury. That's exactly what happened to Elaine Hendricks, the charismatic actress from The Parent Trap, when she was forced to miss the Halloween-themed episode of Dancing with the Stars due to a rib injury. Elaine had been rehearsing for a dramatic Argentine tango with her partner, Alan Burstyn, set to the electrifying song Bad to the Bone. However, her ribs seized up, leaving her unable to move or breathe properly. Despite the setback, Elaine's spirit remained unbroken. From her hospital bed, she shared a heartfelt video expressing her disappointment, but also her determination to return to the ballroom soon. The show's judges scored her rehearsal performance, which was luckily captured on film, allowing fans to still support her through voting. With messages of encouragement pouring in, Elaine's resilience and dedication to her craft are truly inspiring. As she recovers and prepares for her return to the dance floor, we can't help but admire her passion and perseverance. Elaine's journey on Dancing with the Stars will undoubtedly be remembered not just for her incredible dance skills, but for her unwavering spirit and the love she shares with her fans. News 2. Imagine being just 15 years old and standing nearly 7 feet, 2 inches tall. This is the remarkable reality for Gabriel Yates of Naples, Florida. Gabriel's towering height isn't a result of genetics, but of a rare condition called gigantism, which causes the body to produce too much growth hormone. For years, his mother, Tara, searched for answers as doctors reassured her that Gabriel was simply big for his age. It wasn't until this April that Gabriel was officially diagnosed, and soon after, doctors discovered a tumor in his brain was the cause. Thanks to a skilled medical team, that tumor was recently removed, and Gabriel is now focusing on healing and looking forward to a brighter future. Even with the challenges and stacks of medical bills, Gabriel remains upbeat, saying he loves acting, spending time with friends, and enjoys being a regular teen, giant shoes and all. His story is not just about overcoming medical odds, but about persistence, hope, and the love of family. Gabriel's journey will be remembered as an inspiring example of courage and community, showing us all the power of never giving up. 3. If you ever needed proof that real change comes from the heart, not just a scale, look no further than Cheryl Burke. The beloved professional dancer, now 41, has been lighting up ballrooms for years, most memorably as a fan favorite on ABC's Dancing with the Stars. Lately, though, Cheryl's been making headlines for a different kind of transformation, her remarkable journey toward better health and self-confidence. After years of dancing in the spotlight, Cheryl found herself at what she calls her heaviest, weighing around 150 pounds. For some, that number might seem ordinary, but for a professional dancer, it felt unsettling. Instead of chasing a number, Cheryl shifted her focus to how she felt, choosing to celebrate her body and well-being over any statistic. With patience and self-love, she gradually lost over 40 pounds, not through quick fixes, surgery, or trendy diets, but through mindful eating, joyful movement, and a commitment to her own happiness. Cheryl's approach is refreshingly human. She still enjoys treats like licorice and her favorite matcha from Peet's Coffee, and she doesn't step on the scale every day. She tunes into her energy and how her body feels. Her morning fruit shake might be higher in calories than her other meals, but Cheryl's philosophy is all about balance, not deprivation. She's quick to set the record straight. No shortcuts were taken, no fad weight loss products used. This journey was hers alone, an inspiring example for anyone looking to make lasting changes at any stage of life. Cheryl now weighs around 109 pounds, but she's quick to add, that number doesn't matter nearly as much as the newfound vitality she feels every day. Cheryl's story is a gentle reminder. Transformation isn't just about what you lose, it's about what you gain. In her case, it's confidence, energy, and the courage to share her story with honesty and heart. As Cheryl continues her career both in and out of the ballroom, she's proving that the greatest achievements often start with self-acceptance and end with a smile, a lesson we can all carry forward. News 4. Let's take a moment to reflect on the remarkable legacy of country music star Luke Bryan's family, and especially his beloved sister Kelly, whose story has touched so many hearts. Kelly Bryan, just 39 years old and a devoted mother of 3, passed away suddenly in 2007 at her home, leaving behind a family that cherished her deeply. Luke recently opened up in a heartfelt interview, sharing that Kelly's passing was explained by doctors as sudden death syndrome, a rare and unexplainable event that happens to a very small number of people. She had been doing laundry at home, and in an instant was gone, leaving the family with far more questions than answers. While they searched for an explanation, multiple tests offered no clear reason, and all they were left with was the memory of a woman who anchored her family with love and care. When tragedy struck again years later with the passing of Kelly's husband, Luke and his wife Caroline stepped up without hesitation, raising her 3 children as their own. Through grief, they found a way to honor Kelly's compassion and selflessness, bringing her values forward for the next generation. Kelly is remembered for her boundless devotion as a mother, a sister, and a friend, a guiding light in the Bryan family. Her legacy lives on in those she loved and in every act of kindness inspired by her memory. News 5. If you've ever tapped your toes to the unmistakable sound of rockabilly, you'll know the magic of Brian Setzer and the Stray Cats. Now 66, Setzer and the band recently shared heartfelt news. They've canceled their entire US tour as Brian faces a serious illness. It turns out, Brian's been bravely battling an autoimmune disorder that has made it impossible for him to play guitar, the instrument that's been his voice for decades. With characteristic honesty and warmth, Brian expressed how much he was looking forward to performing again with his longtime bandmates, and how much this decision truly weighs on him. Fans across the country have poured out their support and good wishes, reminding him that his health must come first in celebrating the lifetime of music he's given us. Brian rose to fame in the 1980s, bringing a retro rockabilly sound roaring back to life, and his journey, from solo projects to leading the Brian Setzer Orchestra, is an inspiration to music lovers everywhere. Even as he steps back for treatment, Brian remains optimistic, grateful for medical care, and determined to recover. While we won't see the Stray Cats on stage this fall, Brian's unforgettable tunes, relentless energy, and infectious smile have already left a joyful mark on generations. Here's to good health and the hope that Brian's legendary rock and roll spirit will soon return to live shows. Until then, the music and the memories play on. News 6. If you've been turning up the radio lately, you know the name Tim McGraw, country legend, Grammy winner, and beloved husband to Faith Hill. At 58, Tim recently spoke from the heart on stage in Highland, California, opening up about a struggle that hits home for so many. When health setbacks bring your world to a sudden pause. Tim revealed that after 4 back surgeries and a double knee replacement in just the past couple of years, the pain and uncertainty had him thinking about quitting music altogether. He candidly mentioned bouts of depression and moments where he truly believed his career might be over. And Tim's not the only one facing challenges. His wife, Faith Hill, also 58, has quietly endured 5 neck surgeries and a couple of hand operations herself. She's been out of the spotlight for some time now, focusing on healing and family. During his emotional concert, Tim paused to thank the doctors who helped him and Faith get back on their feet, inviting them to stand and receive the audience's applause. Those moments of gratitude speak volumes about the power of support and perseverance. Thanks to their determination and the experts by their side, Tim is now back on tour and even sharing a new song inspired by their journey, called King Rodeo. It's a heartfelt reminder that facing hard times doesn't mean giving up. Sometimes it's the beginning of a whole new chapter. Tim and Faith's story continues to inspire fans everywhere. Through music, honest conversations, and care for each other, they remind us that even when life knocks us down, there's always hope to stand tall and keep the music playing. News 7. Imagine waking up one morning to find a change in your body that leads you on a journey of strength and resilience. That's exactly what happened to Yan K. Crystal Lowe, a beloved Hallmark star who recently shared her courageous battle with stage 3 breast cancer. At just 44 years old, Lowe noticed a mass in her breast and, after multiple doctor visits, received the diagnosis. She's now undergoing chemotherapy, a double mastectomy, and radiation, but she's maintaining her spirit and determination. In a heartwarming gesture, Lowe recently shaved her head amid chemotherapy treatments, embracing her new look with courage and positivity. Her fans and fellow Hallmark stars have rallied around her, offering words of encouragement and admiration for her bravery. Despite the challenges, Lowe remains hopeful, urging women to prioritize their health by getting regular mammograms. As Crystal continues her journey, she's not only inspiring countless people but also leaving a lasting mark on her community. Her story serves as a reminder of the power of resilience and the importance of supporting one another through life's toughest moments. Crystal Lowe's courage and determination will undoubtedly be remembered and honored, inspiring us all to face life's challenges with grace and strength. Number 1. If I can love somebody through their pain, then I've lived with purpose. These words, once spoken by Jamar Champ, held a quiet truth that defined how many knew him. Someone deeply committed to the people in his life, even through complicated times. Jamar, connected to the entertainment world through his relationship with reality star Masika Kalisha, lived a life often outside the spotlight but never far from it. Their story began many years ago as friends, eventually blossoming into a whirlwind romance that led to a public engagement in 2020. Though the two were estranged at the time of his passing, their bond shaped both of their lives and stories. Tragically, Jamar passed away following a car crash in Houston. The loss came suddenly and shook those who knew his quiet strength and loyalty. While much of his life remained private, what the world did see was someone who stood beside one of reality TV's most recognizable personalities, and in doing so, became part of that world's fabric. Jamar's name echoed through entertainment conversations, not just because of who he was with, but because of the way he carried himself. Calm, complex, and undoubtedly human. Though he may not have built a public legacy of roles, records, or reels, his connection to Masika placed him in the hearts of fans and friends alike. Those who knew him best remember more than headlines. They knew a man who had depth, determination, and devotion even in difficult times. His journey was layered, and his path left quiet marks that only those close enough could fully understand. Masika Kalisha continues to feel the weight of his absence. Though their paths had diverged, the emotional impact of losing someone you once shared so much with cannot be measured. Jamar Champ's life reminds us that even in the margins of fame, a person's presence can leave ripples. His story ended far too soon, but his memory will live on in those small, unseen ways, through friendships, shared moments, and the love that once was. Tributes to Jamar Champ. Don't shout, Basil. I'm not deaf. I'm ignoring you. With those sharp, unforgettable words as Sybil Fawlty, Prunella Scales won the hearts of millions. Her role in the beloved sitcom Fawlty Towers didn't just make audiences laugh,